Hi, welcome back to my video training series, Are Sales Wounds Holding You Back from Achieving Your Goals? My name is Julia Kline, and in this video we are talking about sales wound number 2, which is the love and money wound. The core self-limiting belief of this wound is love and money are both wrapped up together in so many of my intimate relationships, both present and past, that money is never about just money, and love is never about just love. To get one, especially in abundance, I have to go without some aspect of the other. And if you're suffering from this wound, you fear that you can't have both money and love, both financial abundance and emotional abundance at the same time, freely. Put another way, you fear that in order to get the financial support, safety, and security that you want, you have to give up some kind of emotional support, safety, and security. Everybody suffers from this wound to some degree or another. And the reason for that is because as babies and small children, every one of us required both emotional support and financial support in order to survive. And none of us got exactly how much we wanted of both. And not only that, but however much love we got and in what form, it was provided by the same person or people that were providing our financial support. So the love that we got, or maybe didn't get, as well as the material support that we got, or maybe didn't get, always seemed kind of intertwined. A classic example of the love and money wound in action is the parent who insists that he provided for his children with great frustration. He gave food on the table and money and clothes on your back and a roof over your heads. But the child feels resentful and like, hey, you didn't give me enough, because what the child was craving was love. And sure, yeah, the money and financial support was great, but the child feels unloved, and that's what the child wanted. Classic example of the love and money wound in action. Another classic example of the love and money wound is the romantic partnership, in which one partner is providing most of the material support and expects in turn for the other person to provide the majority of the emotional support. So usually in the form of being accommodating and tolerant. So for example, how dare you be bitchy and demanding when I get home from work? I give you everything you need. You should be happy and grateful and compliant. Now, mind you, this wound does not show up only in the stereotypical gender roles of, the rich housewife, so to speak. I've seen this wound at play with gay couples, as well as in instances where the woman was the primary breadwinner for the family and required a certain amount of emotional support from her husband or male partner. Now, as far as how this wound affects your ability to sell stuff, the most direct way that this shows up is the person who holds themselves back from success and professional accomplishment because they're afraid of how it might rock their relationship. But if you've got money and love struggles going on anywhere in your life, like let's say, for example, that you are a parent who is currently trying to provide materially for your kids, and yet your kids are complaining that they're not getting enough from you, it's frustrating, right? It's going to affect how you show up in your professional self. What's also true is that because the love and money wound is the deepest, oldest of the wounds, meaning it was formed in our early childhood, it has the least direct impact on how we conduct ourselves professionally. Because what we do day to day is surface level stuff, and it's governed or controlled by surface level beliefs, ideas, beliefs that we formed in later in life. And these are beliefs that go specifically to sales wounds number 3 and 4, which we're going to address in just a minute. And these are the ones also 3 and 4 that most directly affect salesmanship. But the love and money wound, even if it doesn't directly impact our day-to-day activities, it forms the basis for our whole frame of how we see the world, how we move through the world, how we exist in it. Everything about our unique approach to getting through the world, getting what we want, showing up, giving love, receiving love, being, doing and receiving financial support, all of it is defined by the impact of this wound. Because of this, it is extremely difficult to see the ways in which this wound might be showing up and limiting your life, because it's all you know. It's the only way that you see things. If the classic, you don't know what you don't know, right? This wound is a great example of that. For the same reason, it's also very difficult to heal from or change in any kind of way the love and money wound in a conscious way, because it's the blueprint, it's the structure around which your life is built. And if you change one part of it, it's very likely that another part's going to change. And if you're not up for the other parts changing, it's going to be difficult to change the first part. So the only way that people get shaken from their old patterns around the love and money wound and begin to move on to the master path of the love and money wound is when change happens unexpectedly and against your will. So, for example, a lot of people who I've worked with are able to recognize the love and money wound in themselves in a past relationship after a divorce. Or another way that people are able to see it is with yourself and your siblings as you grow older and the relationships with each other and possibly your parents changes with time and possibly through death and other tragic happenings that affect deeply those relationships and change them fundamentally. However it happens, the thrust from the universe, from the student path onto the master path, when the universe decides that it's time for you to stop operating the same way, and it's time for you to regard your feelings of support and being loved and taken care of in the world differently. However it happens, it's never easy. It's always painful. It's always a big emotional shakeup. But the good news is that the payoff is pretty big. Once you are pushed into changing your love and money framework and are beginning to walk the master path, what that looks like is that now you begin to feel fully supported emotionally and materially all the time, regardless of what the practical reality is that's showing up in your life. In other words, you allow yourself to receive abundantly and freely both love and money. And you do that without putting up barriers, without defending yourself, You just make yourself available and vulnerable and open and free and allow love and money to flow to you. What this looks like is that even if a significant relationship has changed or gone away, if somebody hurts you, disappoints you, you're still able to feel loved and valued at core, even if it's not by that specific person who you wish would love you better. Or in your business, if a big sale doesn't close, or if something happens that's financially seems scary, you're still able to feel, you'll just let it roll off your back and feel a certainty and a knowing that you are supported. Even if that sale didn't close, it's okay. You are supported. You have enough. You are provided for. That's the master path of the love and money wound. And I know it sounds like a tall order if you're suffering from the love and money wound. It can feel like, I don't have enough money. These people don't love me. I'm not taken care of. I'm taken advantage of. I'm all alone, right? These are all symptoms of the love and money wound. And they're real. And this wound is hard. I'm not trying to suggest that there's a quick solution for it. I'm just describing what it looks like and what the theoretical possibilities are.